Hello. I'm
Hello.
that would have been my hello.
Like you started while I was like leaning to put my drink back, and like it's just my fucking Mr. Potato Head nose right against the camera. You're like, oh, hello.
Oh, so how is everyone on this fine Friday?
I'm so happy it's Friday.
Good.
Oh my god. I'm so happy. It's been such a long. Well, it was last week too, so it's been
Every
a long.
week.
But like now things are gonna be. I'm gonna fucking jinx it if I say it out loud, but things should be okay, and I can like play catch up for like chores and tasks. I have like 5 pages of notebook paper of like to-do list. I'm like, I got it. I gotta do it. So I'm excited.
I was like, there's no alcohol, like I won't drink tonight because I'm so tired, we're gonna be whatever. And then I was like, it's fucking Friday. This week sucks. Next week's gonna suck. I might as well drink tonight. So I ordered alcohol. And now I'm like, thank fucking God. Because like if I got to this point and I realized there was no alcohol in the house, I would cry. Like, oh my God, this fucking week. Yeah. So Friday.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
Okay, so right now I'm actually drinking Palm Bay Rainbow Twist, but I will be switching to Pabst Blue Ribbon Strong because they just don't have it at the LC, but they have the cases at the beer store. So
Woo!
I was all worried for nothing.
You could have been having this whole time.
It's back.
Yeah.
Saunya, what are you drinking?
I'm actually triple fisting. Brownie,
Triple.
rum and Sprite, and Bailey's and coffee. So like, I'm like going to be so weak.
It's been a week.
I was just like, yeah, I like everything. Whatever I have, that's what's happening.
Going in your system. It's going in right now.
Yeah.
Whole liquor cabinet and everything else. Just write it down.
Yeah. It was like, oh, yep, brownie. Yep. Bailey. Yep, rum. That was great.
I'm just drinking water, you guys. I'm on the cold meds though, so those are working right now.
That's good.
She's sick.
Always sick. Like we should have like a compilation. Like at the start of year 2, we'll have like a quiz, and one of the questions will be like, how often or how many times in the last 2 years was Dawn Marie sick? It'll be multiple choice, so it's easy, guys. Just pick one.
I love multiple choice.
I know. I was like, yes. I just wait. I'm like, I feel this in my jellies. I'm gonna pick it, and then
you don't do it multiple choice, and you're just like closest answer without going over, like Price is Right style.
Oh, Price is Right. That'll be fun. Let's all go to California and go to Price is Right.
Price is Right travels, doesn't it?
No, it's in Los Angeles in a studio.
And they have 3 episodes a day.
Perfect. We gotta make shirts.
Yeah, matching shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. Get your pets spayed and neutered.
And like research American prices. Like
you should just like it should just all be animal genitals. Like
just dog balls. I don't think
dog balls.
I don't think they'd let you on the show. They'd have to like blur your shirt.
No, see what you do is you print it on the inside of the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the outside of the shirt, you print like Drew Carey is the right price. I don't know what people say nowadays. And it's still Drew Carey.
The Price is Right?
Yeah, I watch it every day at work.
I haven't watched Drew Carey, so I don't
they have like Price is Right after dark, and then so during the day they have Price is Right, and it's every day.
What is Price is Right after dark? Like that
Mondays after 9. It's not porn, it's just nighttime. I've never watched it because it's not on. Because my one client's obsessed, right? So right, Drew Carey comes in with a bikini.
With after dark. I'm thinking it's something dirty, like
they're like guessing prices on like dildos and stuff.
Oh, that'd be so much fun,
right?
Oh, I'd be so good at that.
It's like you win a sex swing, like that shit's expensive for like a high quality one.
Oh, like $300.
Easy.
Yeah. Like you could get one from Temu for $25, but I'm pretty
I
sure
wouldn't trust that.
it would
with
just
my wig.
break. You'd have to go to
A
the
sex
hospital.
swing for your Barbies, maybe.
You
Like,
have to
that's
go to
what you
the
get?
hospital, like, because like something happens, like one end pulls up and your like hip gets like ripped off. Like, no, I would
You
not
win like a
trust-
trip to Amsterdam and like shit like that. Yeah, that could be.
They do trips to Amsterdam already.
I know, but like it's
Yeah.
specific.
The
But,
red
like,
light
they make you go to
district.
the red light district.
Oh my
like,
god,
maybe after
coupons
dark.
for hookers.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, let's go.
I always say I think on my 60th birthday, and I feel like Chris will give me this. I feel like on my 60th birthday, if I make it to that, because the world's ending, I really want to get a hooker. I feel like a female hooker. Like
We've talked about this on our episode before,
Yeah.
I think. Like,
yeah, like that's really my goal. So if you have any names, save them because
for 30 years.
it's for 30 years.
28
They're
years.
still doing it. Like, good on them, I guess. They got
Yeah. Think of like the experience they've gotten since then, like the things they can teach you.
right. Like I just always
I
want.
want them to just do on me. I don't want to actually
Yeah.
learn something.
I just want to be a pillow princess and just lay there and be like,
Yeah.
I paid you. Show me a good time. Like a massage, but
Yeah.
like for my genitals.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you pay per orgasm. Like if you don't get one, you don't pay.
Oh my god. I always wonder, like, what happens if you like those women that hire like male escorts and they don't like. I'm not even worried about being with a female escort. Like, they're gonna get me there. But like women that hire male escorts, what if they don't? Like, are you so like you fake it just so that they don't have hurt feelings and then you pay them? Like, I don't.
That's like when you get a bad haircut.
You're like, oh yeah, it's so nice, it's so good, thank you.
Yeah, like when they cut your bangs so fucking crooked, you're like, okay, and then you go cry. It's like that. Like you're like, now I'm sweaty for no reason. Like, okay,
What a waste of a hotel room.
here's your $100, I guess. Like,
You earned it.
And most likely he probably orgasmed too. So it's like, what's the
oh yeah, no, most dudes can just fuck a sponge and that's it. Like 0 effort.
That's why the
so
apple
jealous.
pie in like American Pie, they can fuck a fucking pie and come.
Yeah.
But the one guy, in order to go down on his girlfriend so she could orgasm, had to get a whole fucking holy grail manual in order
Yeah.
to know how to do it. Like, this, not fair. Like, I feel like the gender that gives birth should be the one that has the most orgasms.
You would think.
Yeah, only fair. Only fair. All right, are we ready for a topic?
We're ready. Before we just make one up.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I couldn't hear you over the wheel.
Name things you just don't ask to borrow. Like you
Underwear?
just- yeah, like stuff like that. Stuff like that.
Things you don't ask to borrow.
So I was saying that like we could probably talk about prostitution for the entire hour.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Well,
you don't borrow. Well, there maybe. You
Yeah,
could, if you wanted to borrow, you could borrow people's prostitutes. Why not? More work for them.
you
Let them
better be
get those
paying
bills
them a
paid.
I wonder,
premium.
like,
Yeah. Oh, like it's a referral base. Like your lash girl, you're like, oh, like she does the greatest lashes ever. So then,
and
like,
she also gives orgasms. So here you go.
yeah, like happy ending. So like when you like have a prostitute, you're like, oh, they're amazing. I recommend them. I think if it was on recommendation base.
Yeah.
it'd be
I
probably
feel like
better.
that's how most businesses should be, though. Like, I can't trust online reviews anymore because half of them are bots or they're like paid for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like,
they have to say that they're paid legally now. They have to mention that it's a paid ad.
yeah, who's gonna go after them? Do you think all the reviews on Temu are like like Shein? Technically, it gives you points if you review that you can put towards things. It's technically a form of payment, but they don't have to declare like that. That
No.
is the declaration: is every review you get points. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, like it's. I think
You get
everything.
more points if you show videos or pictures, right? Or
Right.
something
Yeah.
like that.
But it's
Yeah.
yeah. So like I can't trust online reviews. So like I think, yeah, if someone tells me, someone I know personally is like, yeah, I know this prostitute gave me, I don't even know what the correct sex worker. Sex worker is the
Yeah.
coined
Yes, yeah.
term.
Yeah.
Sworker, yeah. So like they're like, oh, this sworker is so like good. I you know, and their prices are great and they do a good job and they're very thorough. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like a good time. Maybe I'll look into it versus like someone online and they're like, oh my gosh, this girl's tits are the best. I'd be like, okay, I don't like that doesn't
I
help me
don't
any.
believe you.
I don't believe you, you liar. You lied.
You go and they're like the shittiest tits you've ever seen. You're like, no, that was Photoshop.
They used a filter, you know, like it's you can't trust anything online nowadays.
The perky tits filter. Like it's just
I
AI.
fucking wish. They need to start like there probably is, but like I'm scared of like getting a virus. But like if you refer me, if you know something I can take nudes with that like
Smooths everything out. I think you
helps.
could use actual Photoshop.
But that's so much work. I don't want to
You have
use
to, like
actual
learn
Photoshop.
it. Yeah.
It's not worth it. Get used to my saggy boobs.
Yeah, just have saggy tits, man. Just have saggy tits. Like I would agree that underwear is definitely something you don't borrow ever.
Or sex toys. Don't borrow someone's sex toys.
Anything that touches like any orifice of your body internally, you don't share it. Like contacts, tongue rings. Like, dildos,
Yeah, pretty much
vibrators,
none.
nothing.
Yeah, none of those things.
Suckers. Ew, when people like share candy or whatever, like you know, when someone like is sucking on a sucker and then they like share it.
Yeah.
Or like gum. Like couples do that and it like grosses me way out. Like, ugh.
Okay, I'm
Like,
gonna rat out Chris here for a minute. So like we had our toothbrushes, and most of the time, like Chris has his bathroom in his studio downstairs, so he most of the time brushes his teeth down there. My toothbrush is with the kids' toothbrushes upstairs by our bedrooms. And one day I'm walking in, and I'm seeing him brush his teeth. And like I think he also had a toothbrush upstairs too, just like in case he was up there brushing his teeth. I don't remember. And I go in and I'm like, "Are you using my toothbrush?" And apparently he doesn't know how long he's been using my toothbrush. He's just used it every time he's up there. And I was just like, excuse me. Like, that's a personal object that goes in my mouth. And this is someone who's like, ass I'll eat. So it's like, I'm like, but this is my toothbrush. Like, this is personal. Your ass is shared, okay?
We don't share that. I'm guilty for that. Like if we're on vacation, we'll pack one toothbrush. But like I have to use it first. I can't use it after Kyle does because it grosses me out. Like you wash it, like you like wash your toothbrush every time you use it. But like I'm like, no, I can't use it after you've used it. It's wet now and it just makes me think of your mouth. But like I'll put his junk in my face. Like it's just like it's weird things. Like you're like, no.
I know, it's so weird. It's like I'll be like, oh, I don't like the taste of banana, but I'll lick underneath your balls. Like it's like there's different. I don't know how this works.
Yeah. Oh.
You're not like I feel like there's things that I've borrowed that as a kid or at least a teenager that now I probably wouldn't, Because like I remember like as a teenager and stuff, we all like share makeup.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I feel like nowadays I'm not gonna use your eyeliner. I don't know what's been
no.
in your eye.
We learned.
That's how you get pink eye.
Yeah.
No, I don't even share like tweezers. Like I'm like, no, you can keep them. I have more at home. Like it's just like, and then Kyle, I have to keep buying tweezers because Kyle will use tweezers for everything, picking out splinters, some crafts. Like I'm like, we have tweezers for these things, but he'll go grab mine because he knows where they are. I'm like, no, now I can't use those ever again. Like those are gone now. They're now household tweezers.
They belong to the house now.
Yeah, no, I do not share hygiene, like washcloths or whatever, towels. I don't share.
I think Chris and I are bad with towels. I think we like hang it up, and then once it's dry, it's like a free for all towel.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Kyle will use a towel after I've used it, but I will never use a towel he's ever used or anybody else. Like, I'm so bad.
Why are you
for the
worried they're
environment.
flossing?
I don't know. Because I like sometimes I have like dry skin and it's all peely, and I feel like everybody has dry skin, and I don't want their skin on my skin. Again, I have Kyle's skin all over my skin all the time, but again, I don't want your clean skin because you just had a fucking shower. I don't want your clean skin touching my clean skin. I'm weird, and then I'm just so bad for the environment. I'm like, environment, woo, but not when it comes to towels.
But not when it comes to towels.
Well, I mean, like a lot of hygienic things, and the way to be like most hygienic is actually terrible for the environment.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like single, like so many single use things that are in everywhere from like a tattoo parlor to the hospital, you know, like in order to be hygienic, they have to be like freshly opened and fresh, you know, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of terrible for the environment. I mean, it's good for your, so you don't get an infection, but it's still terrible for the environment.
Yeah, I go through like 10 pairs of gloves a day. Like it, but you have to because germs.
Fucking germs.
Yeah. You can get people sick, you can get yourself sick, but it's mostly for their protection. Like it has nothing to do with you. It's always like protecting others. Like the PPE is usually for their protection, not yours.
Yeah. Like PPE is so important, and I find like very few jobs actually teaches it well. When you start jobs, like I remember I started cleaning jobs and stuff, and you have to do like your one WMIS test, and then after that they're like, yeah, you're fine. And I'm like, okay. And like I cleaned in a hospital. I learned on the job. Like that was what it was. But
yeah, I wouldn't share PPE. No,
yeah.
You don't share mask, like gloves. Like there's even this elastic band when you're getting blood and stuff. Like that. Yeah, I'm like that.
The thing that has for your
yeah, I'm like, that's fresh, right? Like they're like, yeah. Like I have to double check every single time. I'm like, can you like just get a new one for me, please? Just because I don't know. Like they're like, I just took it out. I'm like, I know I'm crazy. Can you just like get a new one, please? And can you get new gloves?
Because you touched the one that might be used. So
yeah, no, like I just like I need to make sure. Like I need to watch you prepare my stuff.
Fair. I mean, I'm like that with tattoos. Like I'm watching them open the needles and stuff like that. Which is really funny because my first tattoo was like done in my apartment with a guy wearing a headlamp because it was like dark, you know? Like so like I matured in that way, I guess. Like I find like as a teenager at least I didn't like care so much.
Yeah,
like,
but now that you're older,
now that I'm old, I'm like, I could die.
Yeah, I can get an infection.
Like, and it could kill me though. Like as a kid or a teenager, like I'm getting like a UTI, going antibiotics, whatever. Now I'm like, oh my God, what if it's the one that gets me? So.
I hate sharing shoes. Like that, no. Except for this one time I was pregnant and the only shoes that would fit me with Dom Marie's flip-flops, I fucking
Yeah.
stole them. I like wore them until
Yeah.
they fell apart. Like I was like, you're not getting
I'm
these
not
back.
telling you, every time I let Sonya get something of mine,
Yep.
she takes it, and I
I
never
take it
I
forever.
never.
So Dom Marie's like, I just don't let Saunya borrow things. Like that's
Yeah, I try not to, but then she's like, "Can I borrow Stephanie Hurst's book?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm never
I
seeing this again."
bought you a
But
new
she bought
one.
me a new one. She did, because she knew she wasn't returning this thing back to me. So she's like, "I'm just
I
gonna
didn't
buy you a
want
new
to
one."
mail it. It was cheaper to just get you a new book.
Or you could have waited till you came down next, but like whatever.
Well, then I would have to like pack it, you know? Like,
Yeah, you had to pack it to bring it. Like,
I don't know. I wanted to make sure you got your stuff back. Like that was
okay, well, I
I-
appreciate it. Now we both have the same book. I'm just saying.
yeah.
How big are your feet?
Mine?
Yeah. Like what size?
7s, narrow.
So
I'm an
like
8.
oh,
So
okay.
So then when her feet swelled, she
Yeah.
got to wear my flip flops.
Yeah. Sometimes my feet still swell. Don't know what the fuck that's about. Not going to a doctor. And yeah, but so I have to have like bigger, wider shoes. But no, when I was pregnant with my last one, Constantine, I was like, oh, none of my shoes fit. Blah blah blah.
I think there's a picture that we have of me and you're pushing. I think we were pushing Danica and Nicholas in strollers, and you're like out to here with Constantine.
Yeah, ready to drop like any day now. But I was like, we still walked for hours all the time. I'm like, no. But like, I think I got like halfway through that pregnancy. I was like, nothing fits anymore. Blah blah blah. Cry cry cry. And Dabri's like, just use my flip flop, and I did, and they fell apart because they were the only thing I could wear. But usually, I'm like, no, I'm not sharing.
Well, that's why I was asking. I was like, how many times has like sharing shoes been offered? Because like for me, I have giant feet. So very rarely do any of my female friends have feet similar to my size where they're like, "Hey, you want to borrow my shoes?" And like I remember once I think it was in the summer, I went to my in-laws and I wore like flats, so I wasn't wearing socks with them. Well, they wanted me to wear flip-flop or like these sandals in the house. So they give me my father-in-law's shoes that were too small for my feet. Because I have giant ass feet. So like sharing shoes is not a problem for me. I don't
the right size.
Yeah.
No. Like my kids will wear my shoes and then I'm like, okay, those are play shoes now. But now my kids' feet are all too big, so I don't have to worry about it. But like before, I was like, okay, those are play shoes. Because I don't even share food with my kids. There's obviously something wrong with my brain. But like like a snack tray or whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get mine first because you guys have germs. Like it's,
I don't know. When it comes to my kids and my husband, the germs kind of cancel out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no, like our genetics are kind of touching. So I mean, Chris is still like there's certain things like if Lyric my daughter used my toothbrush, I probably wouldn't be as grossed out. You know, I'd be like, oh, we're the same. You know, we're the same.
You came from me. Yeah.
Right? It's like that weird, like, it feels like it's the same germs. Like, I know it's not, but it feels like. So yeah, when it comes to my kids, but when it comes to strangers or like even like other people, that's when I'm like, ooh, don't drink out of my glass.
No,
Gross.
no. I won't share drinks with nobody. But like Kyle's mom would like get like a fry or something off me, and I have to like block it out because she's not being rude or anything like that. She's just, ooh, let me try this, and she'll dip it like gravy or whatever. But like her finger touched my plate, so like, but she's like pretty, like she's clean. Like let him like that's not the issue. Not the issue. She's very clean. It's just people in general, like, but like I'll share like M&Ms with people or chips or whatever. but like I have to like work really hard at not thinking about what's happening. But with my kids, I can't help it. I just know how fucking gross they are. So every time I share something with them, I'm like, no. Or like they'll want like a bite of my sandwich, and I'll be like, okay, I've had half of it. You can have the rest.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I can't. I can't share sandwiches. You can't borrow my sandwich. You can just have it.
Yeah.
I feel like also during COVID, it really changed like a lot. You like for me anyway. Like I used to like not. I used to go to like parties and stuff. They have like a communal bowl of chips and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, of course I'm gonna have the free food that's out. Now I don't think I would do that because I'm like I'm in a room with people I don't know, which means I don't know if they wash their hands.
Yeah, I don't know where these chips came from. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I probably wouldn't do that. So it really limited what I would borrow or allowed to be borrowed.
I was already crazy before COVID, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You're just living your day to day. It's
Yes,
fine.
yeah, like, but now more people are on my side. I feel like I got more people who are like to be crazy. Like it was now I'm not alone in my crazy. There's more crazy.
Yay! We just made the world a little bit more crazy. One germaphobe at a time. I wouldn't let someone borrow possibly like things that are important to me. You know what I mean? Like a book that I really like that's sentimental value or something. Like anything with sentimental value, I don't think I would ever let anyone borrow just because I don't trust people.
Yeah, to like not ruin it.
Yeah, because people are ruiners. They ruin everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much. Game controllers. That's another one I don't like to share. You cannot borrow my game controller.
Is it like a germ thing or just like a don't mess with my buttons thing?
Yeah, it's a germ thing.
Oh.
All of my everything for borrowing is all germ related. I have nothing sentimental, don't touch it or anything like that. It's all germ related, don't touch my shit. Like very generic reason.
Yeah.
Usually like I don't like if I give something someone to borrow, I don't care if I get it back. Like sweaters, makeup, like not makeup, like jewelry, whatever. If someone wants to borrow it, that's fine. Like I don't care if I ever get it back. That's not a big deal. But if it's something I'm gonna be like touching again, I'm like,
Yeah, pretty much. It's like if I am letting someone take something, it's something that I don't mind parting with, you know? If it's something where it's like, no, I want to see like I want this back, then it's like, how long have I known you? What's our relationship?
Yeah. I do share my clothes. Like that's something I do allow people to borrow. Just my kids.
Yeah, it's like people.
Well, no one else is my size, like height wise. Like I'm pretty short. So more people, if like they wear my pants, it goes up to like their knees. So like, so really now it's only Constantine, my youngest, that can wear most of my stuff because they're tinier than I am.
Yeah, my son, because I like to, so I'm big chested and I like oversized sweaters. So like a lot of my sweaters are either like male sizes or they're like XL, you know? So my son, every once in a while, he'll be like, Mom, do you have a hoodie clean? Because he needs like a sweater to wear. And even though he's taller than me and he's bigger than me, they fit him. So he just like borrows them all the time. And I'm like, that's fine. The only ones you can't borrow, you can't wear to school anyway because they say bad things on them.
Yeah, not school
Not school appropriate. So, yeah.
Brandon would steal a sweater. Like he's stolen a lot of my game stuff, and it's like skin tight on him. He doesn't care. Although, like, but if pants itch his legs a little bit, he cries. Like I don't understand that. So like tight, like they're. It looks like he will like rip out of it at any moment, but he loves it and will wear it forever. So whatever.
Whatever works. I do remember in high school. So a lot of my friends, this is the early 2000s for our listeners out there. So half my friends were like size 00s because that became a size back then. And I wish I was as fat as I thought I was back then. But I thought I was bigger. Most of it was just my boobs. I was just the like one person with boobs in my grade, I guess. And I remember getting ready for a party, and this one friend of mine was like, "Oh, we were getting ready at her house," and she's like, "Oh, you can borrow something of mine to wear because I was poor. I didn't have like nice party clothes. I'm wearing like jeans and a t-shirt." And she had like this like jean vest thing that like halter top thing she wanted me to try on. And I'm just like looking at her and then looking at me and then looking at her and I'm like, this is not gonna fit. She's like, no, you just don't realize. Just try it on. And so she like I tried it on. Guess what? It didn't fit. So here I was like humiliated, half drunk for like the second time in my life, being like, I told you it wouldn't fit. She's like, oh, it's just your boobs. And I'm like trying to like take that as a compliment. But so from then on, I've just been scared to try on other people's clothes. So I just don't I don't borrow other people's clothes because my body is weirdly shaped, disproportionate.
I get that too. I'm super weirdly shaped. Like my waist back in the early 2000s was the 00, but my ass was like a size 6. So I had to like buy clothes. There was like this wonderful Latina store in Jackson Square. And it was like $20 a pair of pants, which back then was a lot for pants. And it was awesome because it was for curvier women. So like your thighs and ass would fit, but it would also fit on your little waist. I was like, yes. So that's people had trouble borrowing my clothes because they did not fit properly either.
They still to this day haven't mastered a shirt for big chested women that don't have bellies bigger than their chest. It's like it just balloons out, and it's like this just makes me look bigger, guys. This isn't helping. Like
you need to get the shirts that like people with boob jobs get.
But if you can afford a boob job, you can afford clothes generally at like a decent place. I cannot afford either. Yeah, I cannot afford either, unfortunately. So instead, I just let my tits hang out a little bit.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Hair. That again, that's just like germs, like hair, like ponytail. Although, like, I would share like ponytails with you guys because I know you. But like, if a stranger asks for like an elastic, I don't have any.
I don't have any.
I carry a lot with me.
I won't share a hairbrush.
No, not even my kids. They'll like use it. I'm like, okay, it's yours now.
Oh, I do share with my kids, but like again, their germs don't count. They don't count.
We already went through this. Like my kids' germs count in the germ scheme of things. No, it's icky.
I ended up getting fucking head lice in grade 2 because my teacher is a fucking Mrs. Chambers. You're probably dead now, but I mean, to be fair, she was older at the time, like 25 years ago, and it was picture day, and just one of the kids was like brushing their hair, and I used to like my blonde hair used to get so frizzy, like, and just I was neglected. My hair was not being taken care of. So the teacher asked to borrow the hairbrush from one of the kids to brush out my hair before going to take a picture. And like the next week it gets found out I have head lice and stuff like that. And I'm just like I had like blonde long hair and all this stuff, and it was just head lice is a pain to get out, especially when you're a kid and your mom isn't very nice to your scalp. So
oh man. No, I get that.
Yeah. Gotta watch what you borrow, guys. Like make sure like it's you think you trust someone, but
like
it might give you head lice. Yeah, like my teacher, like the adult, the authority in the room. That should have known better. Gave me freaking bugs.
I tell everyone how to get rid of lice because I'm on a mission to never have to deal with lice again. Any like mom group or something, they're like lice, and I don't think they're listening to me because it's the same people coming back. So like salt water, okay, guys, salt water. You want to use a 1/4 cup of salt for 1 cup of hot water. That's the ratio. So if you need more because you have more hair, make more. You mix it up until it's blended, and then when it cools down, you spray it on all your hair. Focus on the scalp, and you scrub your scalp really good. You let your hair dry, and then you wash it normal. And then you do this like every 5 days, just in case like they come back. But you do have to pick the eggs out by like hand, and vinegar helps loosen up the egg glue. So like do that every 5 days. Do the spray again until you get all the eggs out, because it dries them up. Like the salt water kind of like. Yeah. So do that. That's my advice to every parent that listens. Please, for the love of God, let's get rid of this problem. We don't need chemicals. We need salt. Just do it.
And like the big issue in like Hamilton especially is like the school board doesn't recognize lice as like a health concern. So they don't technically force kids home if they have head lice. So if a parent gets a call and doesn't want to pick up their kid, well, the kid just goes back to class. And it ended up being like a big issue for some friends of mine because their kid, they would treat their kids and their kids would be head lice free. But then other kids would not be getting treated and they would just be going back to school, you know? And it was just, you know, it's so frustrating. I'm thankful Ernest only had head lice once and it never came back. Thank gosh. But I used to get it all the time.
I am terrified for if Caleb ever gets head lice because he has long blonde hair and you can't touch his head. You can't. But he also doesn't like other kids. So I'm hoping like that stays like that. And that's why he'll never have head lice. As long as the teacher doesn't brush his hair, we're good.
Yeah. I already put Lyric's hair up in a tight bun and she's used to me oiling her hair and putting like tea tree oil and stuff in it. So when she like goes to school, that's the plan. It's like tight bun, lots of product.
Yeah.
Let's keep them away.
Just no more. I don't want to borrow lice. That's not something I want to borrow.
Yeah, I don't want to borrow anyone's bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, bugs. Bugs is where I draw the line.
Yeah, I used to borrow bugs, not just like bed bugs. So I go to like people's houses, like clients and stuff, and like you bring extra clothes to work. So when you go into these homes, you can like change and stuff, but that doesn't always work. So then like one time I brought like bed bugs home and we were renting at the time and the landlord was like, no. So we had to like work on it ourselves. Like it took so long to like.
Yeah, bed bugs are so hard to get rid of because they can get like on everything, every piece of fat. You can catch them from the fucking bus sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. So I actually had one land on me on the HSR bus. So I was coming home from work from Tim Hortons. And what had happened, it was like dead of winter too. I seen it on my leg and I freaked out. Flicked it off, whatever, like got home. I like yelled at Dave, like I opened the door. I didn't go in my house. I opened the door and I'm like, Dave, get me a garbage bag and some spare clothes. I'm outside, dead of winter, but it's like 1 a.m. I'm stripping practically naked outside, out of my front, putting all my clothes in a garbage bag so I could do it like do the heat treatment or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, kill them. And I literally stripped because I didn't want to bring it in my house. I didn't want to risk missing one.
Yeah, like, no, fair. I mean, they do that in rehab. Like when you go in, the first thing you do is you have to strip and they take everything soft you own. Like if you bring a stuffy or whatever, they take it and they have to run it through the dryer before you can have it back. All your clothes, even your clean clothes you packed, doesn't matter. It all gets run through the dryer like every time because they can't have bed bugs in a health facility, you know? Like it's I had a neighbor move in with cockroaches. Yes, in an apartment building.
I brought those home before too.
Yeah. No, they brought it to the building and then it just spread. And then you just see all the notices on everyone's door of their times of like when the bug guy's coming.
Yeah.
But they don't do it like they're like, oh, we have to do it this. You have to like to actually get rid of them. You have to do it all at once because the bugs just move. You know, there's like this gel in the early 2000s you could get. It's like banned now, and
yes, the dual one, like it had like a
yes,
white and brown
yeah,
thing. Yes.
like you would do that and like you would not have bugs anymore. And it was amazing when if you lived in an apartment or a townhouse because like
it probably gave people cancer. That's why it's like
I
not
don't care,
allowed
man.
anymore.
Nothing's
No, it was
crawling
like
on
some
you.
illegal chemical from the States. It couldn't
You had
come
to
over.
smuggle it. We smuggled it. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
we did. Yeah.
They used to sell it at like the cleaning house on Barton Street, but then Canada's like, no, we can't sell this anymore. So then we went to the States. We just smuggled that shit. Like I'm like, oh, you guys got bugs? Let me like, I'll get you one too. You guys got bugs? I'll get one too. Like it was just like we are going to be bug free forever. But it's been about like 18 years. I've never had cockroaches again. So,
yeah, I haven't had bugs since that apartment. Like it was, and it was like so bad. Like I kept basically all my food was in the fridge. Like it was, and like no matter how much I treated it on my own, or they'd have a bug guy, and I say bug guy, but I'm pretty sure he just like worked for the superintendent and just like
someone's cousin. How they are,
someone's cousin. Like because it wasn't they wouldn't fill in cracks. They wouldn't nothing. It was just me and Ernest. And like this is when I first started dating Chris, by the way. So like he comes in and I have to be like, by the way, I know this is your first time seeing like a poorhouse and also your first time like dating a single mom. And also there might be bugs.
Yeah,
like by the way, he had all the chance to run. That's all I'm saying. So now he made his choice. It was well informed.
It just shows that your tits were that amazing, right? Like you're mad about your big tits, but like they kept Chris along even when there was bugs, right? So like
he's like, I'm leaving. I just smack him in the head with a tit. He's like, never mind.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I think we all had an apartment that had some sort
low
of like
rent, always
poverty, man.
Yeah.
Woo! So I was 19, had a baby, moved into like some 1-bedroom apartment above a pizza store. Like same thing. Had drug dealers on either side of me, like living in the other apartments. Like same thing. Had do you remember the Chinese chalk that they had to do once? Like this dude came in, I'm pretty sure my landlord came in and he's like, oh, like I'm gonna help you with your like bug problem. I'm like, okay. And he's like, it's Chinese chalk, and all he did was like go to my cupboards and like draw X's. And he's like, this will help.
0 sense. It was like one of those like before the internet where you get those like use apple vinegar cider bullshit thing. This was that version of back in the day. It was real, just normal chalk, guys. Just regular chalk they were using. It's like it's Chinese chalk, like super racist. Like they just put some like characters like writing on it, like it's Chinese. You don't know it's not Chinese. You don't speak Mandarin. You don't know what language that is. And like no, they're just like like it's oh my god, but
yeah. And it's pretty bad because I also had cats, so they're like, your cats need to be out of the apartment. I'm like, where? Where they gonna go?
Put them? Yeah.
Like I'm gonna take them to work. I work with food. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Yeah. So yeah. Borrowing bugs. Not fun.
Yeah, borrow because that's what happens when you live in like a shared living space, like an apartment.
Everything's shared.
It's everything shared. The air, everything. Oh, I don't like borrowing air, sharing air. Like when you go to like people's houses that like smoke or whatever, I don't like borrowing their air.
Yeah,
I don't. You can come borrow my air. You'll choke on dog hair. That's a big issue. Like I'm like, yeah. So you come into my house and it's just all animals. So you're gonna leave with like lungs, one of your lungs filled,
coated.
Yeah,
has its own layer of fur.
Probably coughing for the next week, trying to like clean it out.
Cough up a hairball.
Yeah. I was like, you're just gonna be covered in hair, just so you know. It's not that I should clarify, I'm not a dirty person. I just they just shed, and no matter how many times you vacuum, spray, whatever, it's still in the air. So
yeah.
I know. I feel like that's even something I've been like more focused on lately is like everything's in the air. Like even just like stepping outside, I'm just like someone's cooking with a barbecue, you know? I'm like, "Oh, I know that because the barbecue is in the air." I'm breathing
barbecue is
it.
in the air.
But
Yeah.
it's like if I can breathe the barbecue, then I can breathe the people near the barbecue.
Oh, you think they're a bit? No, you know what? Don't talk about this to me because I'm gonna.
Oh my god, you're gonna like trigger her crazy even more.
Oh my god!
But I'm just saying, like.
Yeah. I'll be like walking through the store and I'll be like, oh, someone's skin just like rubbed in my face. Like that. I just breathed in that guy's skin flakes, guys.
Oh,
like, that's gonna start. That I don't need that. I don't need it. I'll be like, Cal, I can't go out today. There's skin flakes.
Well, it's like dust.
Or I think
Like the idea of dust is like, what is dust? And that's all it is.
It's just dirt.
It's not just dirt. It's not like
Shut
air
up.
dirt.
It's just dirt. Shut your face. Oh.
I'm sorry. This is just what I think of. That's why I have trouble.
Stop it. I have to block it out.
Like you can't dry dust. It's not enough.
Oh my! I have like the wipers, and I'm always like with chemicals, like with the duster, and I'm like, no. I'm probably eating like pine salt every day.
It's better than skin flakes.
I don't know. That's why my kids are crazy. It's because I'm pine salting them. It's not the autism. It's pine salt.
Yeah. That's actually the increased rate in people being diagnosed with autism is a correlation to the increased use of pine salt.
Yeah, how clean people
make that chart.
Yeah, we'll do like a study. We're not scientists or anything, but we're gonna like start a study.
People won't believe it, and then they'll boycott like pine salt. They'll be like, "No, it causes autism."
I use a lot of vinegar. There's like you can get double vinegar. So there's everyday vinegar you can put on your food.
Yeah.
And then there's double vinegar where like it's like concentrated. Yeah. And I'll like because I do the couches every night in vinegar to help with the dog smell. And if I spray it, I have to like not breathe in because then it's like,
oh yeah, it chokes. Like it's strong.
Yeah, I have to like because like I like like it's at least my lungs are clean.
Yeah, no, I use it for the dishwasher.
Ooh, the double?
Spray it.
Yes,
yeah, the double. I use it for
yeah.
my dishwasher. That's what, because like I'm like, I don't trust a lot of like the chemicals like touching my food, like touching my plates. Like it's weird. It's weird. It's like I'll use the dishwasher detergent because it's made for the dishwasher, but like the dishwasher cleaners might not be made for my specific dishwasher. Like I don't know what models they tested this dishwasher cleaner on, but vinegar. We're all fucking autistic. It's so hard. This is why life is so hard.
Cleaning the house, autistic. What was it? Oh my god.
Autistic edition. Wait, what was it? Okay, you explain the story. You explain the story.
Okay, so in this mom group, there's this person who's like, I'm an autistic chef. And I'm meal prepping my autistic dinner or whatever. And I'm like, how is this autistic dinner? Because like it's like 8 different foods. Like if it was like naked noodles for the week, that'd be like a funny joke. Because like, autism, sensory, dinner cooking, prep. But it's normal food everybody would eat. It's like pork chops cut up, but it's all mixed together. It's not like pork chops one side, it's all separate. It's all one giant fucking mess. And I was like, how is this like? And then she's like, I have autism. That is how it's autism cooking. So like, I was like, I have autism. I'm not like on our podcast, we always joke that we have autism. But like in my real life, I'm not like going like announcing my tasks, like taking a piss, autistic piss or whatever.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It was autistic, whatever it was. So autistic cleaning would be.
Yeah.
Oh, my autistic reading, like how I rapid read. It's my autistic reading.
Yeah,
and like I eat all my food. I love bowl food. Things I can like mix in a bowl and eat it. Like that's for my autism, that would be great. Like everything mixed.
Mhm.
But I would explain that it's very hard for me to eat things separately because then I don't, and like
You don't
but
want just
also
flavors, yeah.
But also I would need to see every component put into like I won't take a bowl from like anyone if I didn't get to choose every component in it.
Yeah.
So like that would be the autistic part of it if I was explaining this and saying why this is, but you're just like making a meal and then you're just like, oh
yeah, but like there was no like, and then when I asked like, and I tried to like get more like, is there a joke behind it? Like I just needed more detail. Like how is this fucking autistic cooking? And then she just like turned off comments, so I couldn't ask anymore.
You got autistic about her autistic cooking, and then she got autistic about dealing with the comments about her autistic cooking. It was an autism off.
It was, but like people are so enabling. It like infuriates me because I was like, this is why neurotypical people hate us, because everything is like your personality. Like you're like, oh, autistic walking the dog. You know, it just infuriates me.
And like I get how like autism can be a component in every single aspect of like your life, like walking your dog. You like if you maybe you only walk them in a specific route every single time because that
they always have to be on your right side.
Yeah. But like if you're gonna say it's autistic, then like I feel like it should come with like an educational component, and that's when you're like explaining, like
not just labeling.
I'm walking my dog, and we have to do, and this is our routine, and this is how we do it every single time. Autism dog walking.
Yeah, so like they're so people are aware, like people's quirky people.
The work that it takes to be autistic.
Yes, not like fucking.
Just labeling. It makes no sense.
Yeah, like that's what, but like everything you do, you're like autism, autistic, whatever.
Actually autistic, or autism Riz, all the hashtags.
Yeah, it was like hashtag cooking for autism. Like, but like you weren't. Like it wasn't, I don't know. It's just like it could be funny because like there's sensory things. Maybe if it was like meal prep, like every single is like chicken nuggets and French fries. Like that would be funny. But it was just like I didn't understand. But like I went through all her posts, like read all my other posts and then turned off comments. And it was just like autism chef. How do I make, or like what do I make with steak? She's like, I'm a professional chef. What do I make with steak? Do you not learn that in school? I just autism. I got autism.
I'm surprised you didn't just go French fries.
Like that's
steak freaks. Yeah, there you go.
I was just like, oh man, but like, it is what it is. Like, I'm sure people are pissed off every time I open my mouth, but it was just like something today that really bothered me.
We're opinionated. I mean, I've said this before. I have an issue with autism moms because they turn their child's autism into their personality.
Yeah.
And like theoretically, half of these moms are likely autistic themselves, and this probably becomes like some sort of fixation for them or whatever else because it like resonates with them and they just haven't looked deeper into why
in themselves.
But even then it's like like I don't even put like mom in my bio much anymore because I'm like, that's something I did. I don't resonate with that as like who I am.
Yeah, you're not just a mom.
You become your own person.
And it's the same with the autism. It's like I might be autistic, but it's not necessarily who I am. I explain why I do some things I do, or think the way I think, or explain the way I explain, or whatever it is. But it's just again, it's just something I do. It's not who I am. I do the autism.
I do.
I live with it, I'm not am the autism, if that makes sense.
And I usually love ASD people. They're my people. Like usually when they're quirky or whatever, I can get on it. it was just like today, I was just like, ooh.
If you're autistic, I either love you or fucking hate you. And that's not necessarily your fault. It's just how the autism works sometimes. You just grind people's gears, including other autistic people.
But yeah. I'm sure you're a good person in person. Just on Facebook, I hate you. Sorry.
And even if you aren't, not my business.
Whatever.
Be a terrible person in your life. It's not my life.
I need an arch nemesis. So
autistic chef is your arch nemesis now?
Now my arch nemesis. Every time I see her post, I'll be like, no. It's also the leader of like the cult that like the Facebook cult I'm in, where people pay this woman to be part of her like oh my gosh, she's so smart for this. Okay, like so smart to like get people to be obsessed with her group. To like pay Patreon so they could join the Discord, or pay to mute people, or pay like it was like pay to kick people out of the group. Like I was like, this is so smart. Like this woman is like business, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, but like the stuff that like she posts drives me crazy. I'm just like, ooh. But I like the other stuff in that group, so I'm like, okay, I'm not leaving yet. But
I keep getting banned. Like I still can't believe that I'm blocked from Mom Squad.
Oh my god, they banned me forever.
Yeah, I'm banned forever. I can't even see shit. I can't look them up. Nothing.
So they like they had rules that you can't post your business or whatever, but the like admins did whatever they wanted, right? I was like, well, if you're posting your business, I did my business underneath her business post. And fucking right like 2 minutes later, like Black couldn't see nothing ever again. There wasn't like it wasn't deleted or anything. It was just like no.
Mine was just because a woman anonymously posted that her husband like tried to have sex with her while she was sleeping or something, and I was like, yeah, that's sexual assault. And they're like, blocked. I was like,
they're like
okay,
crazy.
actually it wasn't because I said that. It was because there was a lot of rapist apologetics in the comments, and so I made a TikTok about it, not calling out the group, not calling out specific comments, not doing anything like that. But I guess someone saw it and they were like, oh, that's the same person, and that's what got me blocked.
Like, these people like you rent free in their head, like that they had to like go stalk you. Like
I think maybe one of them accidentally like came across my like on their For You page.
Yeah.
And they were like, this sounds familiar, because I was like talking about how this woman in this Facebook group said this story and I commented this, but so many women were like arguing with me, and they were like, oh, that sounds like something I originally posted. And then probably because like my real name's connected to all my shit because it's how I make my money.
My name is like everywhere. Like my like Saunya Bean. You look that up, you'll find everything. Like Feet Finder, everything. Okay, like that's my name for everything. And oh well.
We grew up in the era of like phone books, you know, where they printed everyone's name and address and mailed it to your door.
Your addresses. Yeah, you could find somebody by their last name and like go to their house. But like I guess now it's kind of like scarier because it's not people in your neighborhood anymore. It's like the world. But I still like I don't give a shit. You're gonna come to my house. Content.
There you go.
But like there was this one time a woman came to my house to like accuse me of like fucking her husband. And she's like, let me in your house, let me see. And I was like, bitch, my kids are here. You're not coming in. And so then I kind of like started getting like aggressive. I had like I was about to like smack her out. So I closed the door. And Kyle says sometimes I'm scary. I don't see it. I'm like 5 foot. But like she's like, oh my God, oh my God. And then she just started crying. So I like sat with this woman for like 3 hours while she was like crying. I was like, listen, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, obviously your man's a piece of shit. Don't come to my house. And it was like nobody was there. Like Kyle was out fishing. So it was just me and the kids for like a week. So this woman comes to my house like, where's my husband?
So scary. If you come to my house and you knocked and you didn't tell me you were coming to my house, I'm not answering for you. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care if it's fucking noon. If you come to my house and you're knocking and you didn't text me that you were on your way, I'm not fucking answering, bitch. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna duck. I'm gonna duck and I'll pretend I'm not home until you leave.
I couldn't like you didn't have like a peeper or anything, right? So you just opened the door and the dogs are going blah, 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 blah. So I just closed the door behind me and it was too late. She's like, "Where's my husband?" So yeah. So content. Now I would like post it on Facebook and whatever, like just
Make
for
a
entertainment.
TikTok, because then you'd have do you guys follow that Jolly Ginger? Have
I
you
don't
seen
follow
him?
anybody.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes,
Jolly
I do.
he's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tea guy, you know?
Yeah, save the tea, and then he's just like, you just made it more publicer.
He's like, you made it public, so I made it publicer. So all he does is repost like people's
That's
like
our wife
relationship drama, and he's like, that's our husband. Like, you like in this case, if you posted that and you're like, oh, we're trying to figure this out, you'd be like, oh, well, that's our husband now. We want to know who he's messing with. And then he'd like post it. He has like so many followers, right? So once he posts it, like the information comes out. So
yeah, people like start like messaging him like, I know the guy.
Yeah, so if you want tea, Jolly Ginger's the way to go. And he's such like a nice guy. Like he he has his wife and stuff, and he never like goes in judgmental unless it's like a dirty scumbag man.
Yeah.
So,
stuff doesn't happen to me anymore. I don't know. Like stuff when I lived in Hamilton.
I was like, you live in the middle of nowhere. That's why.
But like when I lived in Hamilton, there was always daily shenanigans. Sometimes worse than a woman accusing me of fucking her husband. But like every day. And then I moved out of Hamilton to Fort Erie. And then it was only like once in a while. But then like now here I'm in New Brunswick and it's nothing. All there is like people are nice to me because I'm white. So like you hear people just like be quirky. Because of small town quirkiness. But that doesn't happen to me. It's not like directed to me, except for like yesterday I was at Tim Hortons and like the girl is like, "Who are you? Where are you from?" Like, I know you. And I'm like, "No, you don't." She's just like, "No, like you're from somewhere." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm from somewhere, but like you don't know me." No, like I recognize you. You're from somewhere. And then I was like, "I come here a lot, I guess." She's like, "No, do you have a sister?" I was like, "Not that looks like me. There's not a single person that looks like me." But like she just wouldn't let it go. I was like, "Can you just make my coffee, please?"
Okay, to be fair, I do get that almost everywhere I go. Like I know you from something. And I'm like, as much as I'd love to be popular enough like for like my music or whatever, yeah, no, you don't know me, but that's fine.
Yeah,
you'll get to know me.
Yeah,
you know.
Wing wing.
Wing wing.
Well, that just shows like how mild things have gotten for me. I used to have women threatening me for like, but now I just have people like, "Oh, you look familiar."
I had an idea. I had an idea. Okay. Sorry, it hit me in the head. So I still don't know my neighbors. Okay, I've lived here like 7 years, 6 years. I still don't know my neighbors. So what if when you come down for my birthday, you pretend to be the woman that I slept with husband? Like, or like you're like I slept with your husband.
Okay.
And you scream at me on the porch, and Dawn can be like your friend, and she can be filming, and she'd be like, "We saw it all. We saw it all." And then I'll be inside, and I'll be like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and we'll just start drama on our street.
The police can come.
No one's gonna call the police. They don't know me.
Call the police.
They know I have kids.
Record.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight. Like we're just gonna yell a little bit.
I am breaking in. We are fighting.
Oh shit! I'm gonna kill you. Like that's like I'm like twice your height. Like
I'll take out your knees. It's fine.
I'll step on you. And, like my big foot will just spread out.
It'll be fun.
Okay, good times. Good times. I'm excited.
I haven't wrestled in so long.
I used to be on the wrestling team. I used to do a competitive
something. Oh no. I gotta stretch my hips now. Like,
Okay,
oh,
we'll be in the yard like working out, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll see you guys later. And I walk in, and then 5 minutes later, you come banging on the door, for the skit. It'll be good.
Stretch, yeah.
Yeah, Chris will come out. He'll be like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "She slept with my husband." You're like, "Did you?" And he'll join in on the cattiness. It'll be good. Yeah. Okay. I want to thank Stephanie Hurst. We know not to let Saunya borrow your books.
I buy it. I buy a new one.
That's true. That's true. So maybe we should just let Saunya borrow every book.
All of Stephanie's books. I'll borrow all of them, and then I'll have to buy new ones.
Perfect. And yeah, make sure to check out our Patreon. We have new stuff daily. Again, check out our Discord. It's popping, and we want to get more and more people on there. Because that's where we are starting to post a lot of our shit and interact. And if you want to talk to us, that's where some of us are.
Yeah, we have good personalities, okay?
I like to think so.
I know. When we're not shit talking, we're good people. I promise.
I promise. Just don't, post autism cooking if you're not
autistic chef.
cooking.
Don't do it.
And look out for Toronto Comic-Con because Don and I might be there.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly times yet. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. And we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.